Good evening. New day, new scale. Since I cracked 330 pounds, I am using a new scale. If I do go higher, I may need to go back to the old scale, but here we are. 329.6. Really good. So, still continuing to do work on my website, my LinkedIn page, my resume, building that up, been concentrating on that, and feeling good about everything that I'm doing because how you perceive yourself, right or wrong, is important in how you present yourself. So it's very important to get that out of the way. I'll explain more later when I start talking. So, good that my weight went down again. Then I had my meals. My first meal was breakfast. Breakfast, again, another very big smorgasbord of food. Started off with the fruit, 1 cup of fruit, had cereal with milk, skim milk. Had my juice, again, it's diet juice. Diet. It has vitamins and nutrients in it. And it has antioxidants. And there's no sugar. No sugar in it. And then coffee. Had cream, of course, and Splenda. Then I had broccoli and egg white omelet. And, after I ate the whole thing, I couldn't eat all the egg. So, push it back. I know I know my limits, and that was my limit. I didn't eat any more. So what did I do? Like I said, this whole aspect of my history, being a consultant, doing work, having the salad days of Y2K in early 1999, having really good traveling all over the place, and now the economy way it is. And I see this as a revelation to improve my life. So, I had done this before, but now this is it. This is what I have to do. At the club, doing a Stairmaster, talking to a few people there about their whole process, what they've done in their past. It's key, it's critical to know that in this day and age, we have means to communicate with each other. Internet, face-to-face, and that whole aspect, as somebody who is overweight, not that it wasn't hard to talk to people, but when talking to people, you had to have your abilities ahead of your personality. Now it's flipping around, it's leveling off. Of course, I want to let them know who I am and what I do, not only what I can do for them as a job or whatever, but I want to tout who I am. And even back in high school, I never stressed who I was, basically my abilities, what I could do in science and math and music and history and English, everything, and speech. It was all about, and even in college, it was about what I can present as an ability, not personality. Don't get to know who I am as the fat guy, but and then now it's flipping around. Basically, I am understanding now, and I talked to somebody about that. The whole idea of that I'm working out, I'm doing what I have to do every single day, getting up, working out, and it's improving who I am and how I interact with people. I'm still learning that process. It's a learning process. There are things that at my age I should know how to do, and I don't, and I'm learning those. There's things that I do know, and I want to convey that I do know them and make it better. So there are growing pains, and those growing pains do affect those around me, and it does bother me. That's the most important thing. I want to convey that I am not arrogant, not somebody who's forcing something down somebody, that I'm speaking what I'm saying is what occurs as I do it. I'm trying to be straightforward with everything, because that's what it is. And the one thing I have to get out front is I'm a very literal person. I've always been. I'm not going to assume what you're asking me. I'm going to answer the question what you asked. If you ask me a specific question, I'm going to give you an answer based upon what you said, not what your intent was. I can't. It just makes no sense to me to answer something based upon what you think. It's based upon what you say. The same thing when it comes to life and my philosophy. It's always about specifically state what you want, and I will answer it based upon what you said, not about your intent. But I do read people well. I do see them, and that's the problem when it comes to communicating through emails or through chat or whatever. I can't see the person. I don't know what they're thinking or what they're saying. I am really good when it comes to seeing somebody to understand intent versus what they say or what they type. Because if you're typing something, I'm going by what that says specifically, and it's very obvious. You know, the inflection of the voice, the way that someone looks, I'm good at that. I can interpret and answer the question specifically based upon my knowledge of the person and what they're doing. If I don't know somebody, that's not going to work. But in turn, if I just give me a straight answer on a text message or an email when I get jobs, I'm going to answer it based upon that. So I have to understand that in this age, we have to do that. How does that contribute to weight loss? As somebody who is getting thinner, who's getting noticed and appreciated, and people are asking questions. They're asking me specific questions or questions based upon their knowledge of who I am, based upon what I've done, and not of who I am and my accomplishments. They don't know anything about me. All that they know is that somebody's losing weight. They couldn't. So that's why now it's about a personal relationship. Hey, you spin with me. What do you do? Then that's the whole thing. How do you turn that intro? How does somebody who never talked to anybody in their past at a personal level, professional, yes. How do you, as a heavy person who didn't have social interaction, who would either have bad social interaction, someone would say you're fat, you're lazy, or I could say the worst words possible. Someone who was raised, someone who was beaten up, punished, not being a man, all these things, how does that person turn that around and become a positive social force after having a history of problems? So that's what I did. I had a history of having negative reinforcement. And that's why when it came to being, like in school, being, the person who got the 100, I would tout that, and maybe that's why I'm perceived as somebody who's arrogant, because I got 100, because that's what I did. That made me like them or better than them, but not to be an arrogant, like I did this, you're no good. No, it was more like, look what I can do. I did this, and then you know how it is. Hold up the paper that you got A in front of them, so they don't see your face. They see this. Oh wow, he gets an A. Oh, he's ugly. You got to understand that. You got to understand that's where I was coming from. So the same thing happened when it came to music or science. I wanted to create the most complex things. Even in my poetry, it's the most complex things I do. My music's more complex because it says, wow, look at that great thing. Don't look at the ugly person. Look at the great thing that they did. Same thing when it came with IT and technology. I grasped it right away. Music, technology, history, that's where the money was. That's why I went into the field. And I can do it. It's creating something. But I'm creating it from an area that I'm not interacting personally with somebody. By all means, don't get me wrong, I love to talk to people, but again, on a level. I would give speeches to people in class, in school, 100 people. I have no fear talking to anybody at all. Nothing. Never had. But the setting was how it was set up. I was talking to them with a knowledge. I knew something and I'm going to espouse it to you. And I'm an expert. Boom. I talk about science, talk about history, talk about math, talk about politics. I was giving you an opinion, an expert opinion on something. But when it came to talking about my own personal life, then I would not know how to interact. I would know the social cues. I'm still learning those, even now. And as somebody who is now losing weight, someone who is understanding or trying to understand things, I can pick up things. If I'm close to that somebody, if I'm really close to that person, then I can understand their inflections and stuff, and I can pick up on that. I'm really good at that. But again, online it's hard. Online you can't figure it out. You ask a specific question, I answer it. It may be the wrong answer that you expected, but whatever, or an email. It just doesn't work. And that's why text messaging and all these gadgets can get in the way of that one-on-one conversation. What did you really mean? What do you want to know? Boom, boom, boom. So, as somebody who's overweight, that has caused me issues, has caused me internal conflicts with myself. I'm losing the weight, I'm looking good, people want to know more about me now as a personal level. So I may come off when dealing with people, I take reference. What is my foundation? My foundation again is you have to know something before you speak about it. I have to know, and I learn about it completely. But then I speak to it at a level that is succinct. This is what must be done. Here's how it's done. Because that's how a teacher would teach. I'm teaching something. I'm teaching you my musical skill. I'm teaching you my scientific skill. I'm teaching you my IT skill. But when I teach you about myself, the way you talk about yourself is different than you would be as an expert of something. You're an expert of yourself. I know who I am, but you have to talk about it differently, and it comes off as somebody who knows everything, who's arrogant, who's full of themselves, narcissistic or whatever. And I'm not, by all means, I'm not that way. So that is what I have to say about that, because it's important to understand that, or people out there, and people who are overweight should know this too, or have issues. Once you lose the weight, start changing, people notice you, because it's a shallow world. They'll notice you first. Wow, look at that, you've lost weight. Ooh. Or wow, you look good. That clothes, that looks that. They're looking at the person outside. They're not looking at your mind. They're looking at your ability. They don't really care about what you do or not do. You look good, but then when you start talking to that person, I've had that happen before, where they look at me all funny, and then I get all worried. See, when I look at somebody, then I can know if I'm going down the right path or the wrong path, talking about one thing or the other. But I'm learning, and it's a learning process, something that I should have learned a long time ago. But imagine a kid sitting there in school. I remember even kindergarten, the biggest kid in the class. I would do stuff and learn science and do things like that, and then I basically go play recess. I wouldn't go to recess, I'd go to the library and read. Even through high school too. I had my music, but again, I would show up early, practice, not interact, not talk to anybody. At dances, I'd run the AV equipment, I'd run the music, and you know me in high school, I would be in the office running the music. That's because that's where I felt comfortable. I felt that's where I should be, because I knew the music. I knew I could do that. Can't dance. I don't know anything. So I don't do it. If I don't know something, I'm not going to do it. And in turn, but as a thinner person, then you can be expected to do things that you should have learned a long time ago, but you were heavy or didn't want to do that. So the best advice I can give you is somebody who is going to get skinnier, who's going to start losing weight. People are going to start noticing you. And don't freak out, because it's okay. How do you explain it? The reaction is like, if someone says like this, starts waving and whistling, and looking and going like that, my reaction would be, who are they looking at? Who are they waving at? Because I learned that if someone was waving, and I would pick it up, and they would start laughing. Like, why would I want to talk to you? It's somebody else. So even now, it's like someone waves and I turn around inside, because they're not. Why would they want to talk to me? Because I'm a fat guy. But then I look at myself and I'm not fat, and I'm going, oh, they are waving at me. What do they want? What's going on here? Then I start freaking out inside. But I keep my composure. I'm just letting you know that's how it is. So that's how it works. I just want to get that off my chest, because we all continue to learn, we all continue to grow, and that's what we have to do, is make sure we believe in ourselves and how we perceive others around us. And you're going to have problems, you're going to have issues, you're going to have conflicts. In any relationship that you have, you're going to have moments of doubt, moments of questioning, moments of figuring out what's really going on here. But again, it's all about context and how things are brought up and things that are how are they discussed. So as somebody who's losing weight, when you are approached with these opportunities, you have to deal it in a very, you have to think thin. Think that you are worth that conversation. You are able to get into that thing. And remember, a thin person and a fat person are no different. Just size. Deep down inside, you're the same person. You're the same heart. You have the same feelings. The same issues. The whole, the Merchant of Venice thing. The same passions and everything. You bleed the same. You cry the same as something. You can be killed the same way. You're not any different. And the whole idea that you're lazy, that's a misnomer. You're not lazy. I know plenty of people who are thin or lazy. So, but just, we have to understand, if we're going to assimilate ourselves into the general population, that's better. Population, I have no idea what that is. Population is popular. Population, we have to understand those things. And of course, many people have that thing. I was on the phone a couple nights ago, and I basically was telling my friend something about, web browsing and building a website. And at the very end, I said, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot because I should know how to do that already, even though I'm talking about doing it. And I don't know. I've done it before, but not using this specific program. And I'm an idiot because I haven't learned it yet. But I need to get over that, because I put myself down because of my history of things I've done in the past. So I just had to get that out there. I know it's a little long, but still, I just had to get it out there so you know that. So what did I do today when I got to work out? This is what we were talking about, workout too. The whole idea of, when you work out, all the people who are working out just for a resolution are winding down, they're going away. And now the dedicated people are there. And the people that have just started, they're dedicated. And that dedication comes from inside, but also comes from people you know. Like me, I have a lot of good friends now. My best friend I talk to. And I want to foster those relationships, foster everything, take it to the highest level possible. And you push each other. You become better people. And in turn, growing pains occur there too. So you have to understand that, this is all new to somebody. You have to, the whole idea of you're working out every day, your new things are opening up. So you have to find somebody you can be with to get this done. That's critical. So what did I actually do? Actually, I had to stop a few times because the machine was not working right. But I did calculate. I was on the Stairmaster for 2 hours today. 2 hours on the Stairmaster. Can you believe that? Because I kept on going. I got there early at 5:30. Friend was going to show up. She didn't show up. And then a friend of ours was there, who's a Stairmasting queen. Keeps on going. And to me, to say what I just did is nothing compared to that, but it's an accomplishment for me. What's important is it's about my personal best. The person who discovers something for themselves without knowledge of books or whatever, they make their own discoveries, and well, that's been done already. But you discovered it. You learned something new on your own. That's what's important. And to me, this is the whole experience about exercising and learning something. Wow, if I exercise this way, it's going to work. The defeatist attitude that someone can say to you is, well, that's how you're supposed to do it. No, I just discovered it because you want to feel it. You want to know how to do it. What? I'm with the Stairmaster. 2 hours, 244 flights of stairs, floors. 244 floors. That's insane. Like, I calculated it based upon everything I did. I stopped the machine 3 times, the last one being finished. 61 floors for the first foray. Took some water, stopped it, drank some water, and the thing's in German, so it got all. I pushed the wrong button, restarted it again. Then another 50 floors, then 34 floors, and then the last push I did 99 floors. And I'm going, wow, that's a lot. 244 total. That's insane. But I did it. It felt good. And, you know, and after that whole thing, went ahead and had dinner there. Dinner at the club. I had a fruit cup, then a tuna sandwich. Really good. Then I looked at my whole meal complex when I got home. And I said, you know, I'm missing something here. So I had a glass of milk. I still have it now. So we're approaching, it's after midnight already, but I'm still drinking this last of milk. Then I'm going to hit the shower, go to bed, and call it an evening. So guys, I just want to let you know, everything that's going on. But it's a good evening. But the most important thing, again, is to be positive, stay motivated, do what you got to do. And, let everybody know that when you are on this journey, you need that support. You need that understanding. And as you become a thinner person, you're not becoming a normal person. Remember that. Being fat, skinny, short, tall, you're normal. The people who think they're normal and you're not, they're the ones that are abnormal. They're the ones that put everybody down, who are judgmental. I don't judge anybody. I don't care if somebody, is fat or not. Concerned about health, of course, for myself, but, for them, if they have a problem. If they're happy-go-lucky people and they're overweight, who cares? If they're skinny and they, whatever. It's about them. It's about how they do, who they are. I got lots of people who follow my videos, and I admire them for who they are. They're no more special than I am or better than I am. They're just them. They're people. There are over 6 billion people on this earth, and each one of you is unique. I'm unique. Everyone's unique, but special people are the ones you care about. And I care about everybody that I know. Or some more than others, of course, because that's the whole idea. I'm discriminating. You have to be discriminating. Be all insane if we weren't. So, anyway, guys, I'll let you go. I know this video went long, but that's why I'm a YouTube beta guy. They gave me permission to make a long video, and of course, I would never balk at a small video, and it's not that long to me. I can go for an hour. I know I'm not doing that, but you could do that. So I'm going to round out the evening, finish my milk, finish this video, post what I've had for my meals for today and everything, and we'll be good. So again, another low, 329.6. I don't expect it to last because everything levels off. It was a big drop from 334 2 days ago. So we'll see. Even though I feel good, and just keep going. Just keep on going.